All right, we are live. I'm doing this 8K ultra resolution. I think it's just a filter. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're going to be inviting Stephen Michael on. Stephen Michael with the request. Everyone. Okay. Steve, I was able to put this 8K. I think it's a filter, but have you
Yeah,
seen
man,
that?
got all kinds of filters.
Oh, this is just a filter, right?
Yeah,
It does
it
improve the
sharpens it.
clarity.
A little
Okay,
sharpen action.
that's what I thought.
A little
I
sharpen.
mean, it's just some sharpening. Yeah, let's see what the comments talking about. Baltimore's in the house. How's your eyesight journey going? I stopped working on my eyesight a while ago. Uh, um, However, recently I've been gaining a lot of new information about it. I've said this in the past. I'm planning on taking some time off one day, and I'm gonna just focus on my eyesight will be part of that. So, um, are you, bro? What are you doing?
I was trying to find.
You doing too much right now. You look at you now. You're frozen. You messing around with them filters. You got yourself frozen. Let's see. There we go. You got yourself kicked out playing with all them filters.
Scan
All
in
right, so
action.
today, y'all, we want to do.
So I got all the scan in
We
action, man.
want
I
to do.
hate how Instagram just zooms you
Huh?
in so close, like, because I want to show the people my body because I've been
Why
working.
does that bother you so much?
What's that?
Oh, you got to do a Kendra cam where
I'm
you
not doing
get
all
up, you
that.
walk away from your camera, and
Too
you
much
show your
work.
body. Too much work. Well, y'all, if y'all want to see the work Steve's been putting in, we did a live stream late last week. So you're not all
Why I
zoomed
got
in, but
all
see,
this
look,
scan in
I'm good.
action?
It's you. You are the problem. It's where you say.
I mean, your
See,
camera's
I
probably
just did
further
this
away.
because you know what I'm saying. I'm leaning in real close when I want to talk. That's correct. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the 21-day fasting challenge. So number one, we wanted to announce to you all that the 21-day fasting challenge is back. We're going to be starting next Sunday. Okay, next Sunday is the introduction video. So April 9th is when we're starting. And if you guys want to join, the link is in the bio right now. Okay, just go to the bio, click the link. It'll take you to the registration page, and you guys can join. So we're going to do a couple things tonight. We're going to do a little teaching, give a little, nuggets and everything. Y'all got to get the nuggets. But we're also going to be doing a giveaway for a free slot, a free registration to the challenge. So we typically do those on Instagram. So for y'all who've been following us, you know what I'm saying, you guys going to get a chance to win that free that free registration. And if you've already registered, you can give your free registration away to somebody who needs it, we'll say. We like to help each other.
Hey man, probably
Why is
there's
fasting
two
easy for some
reasons.
and hard for
Okay,
others, Steve?
two reasons off the top of my head. Number one, you don't have a strong enough why. It's one of the first things that I always teach, and it's one of the biggest things that I talk about, especially when it comes to fasting, because we've conditioned our brain to fail when it comes to weight loss. I know that sounds crazy, but we have conditioned our brain to fail when it comes to weight loss. Every time that you try to lose weight, every diet that you've tried, every pill you've taken, every food service that you've ordered, I mean, every single time, if you have done that, and pretty much anyone that is looking at joining the challenge or whatever, probably is looking for weight loss as well as other things. I mean, listen, you've probably not had the easiest chance fasting, right? Which is why the question probably came up. We have conditioned ourselves to fail, right? The body or the brain and the subconscious is always looking to protect us. And anytime that you do something that it remembers caused you harm, it will fight against you so that way you do not do it again. Let me say that one more time. The body, the mind, the subconscious is designed to protect you, right? So it always is looking for survival, putting survival over number one. If you have done weight loss journeys, if you have done Jenny Craig, Bally's, Total Fitness, I mean, you just run the gambit of them, and your intention was weight loss, and you then did not accomplish the goal that you were looking to accomplish, and then you failed, there's an emotional blowback from that your subconscious registers as an experience. If you keep continuing that same experience, you keep continuing to have that same negative reinforcement, the subconscious will say, well, we don't want to experience this anymore because it causes us pain. It causes stress. Stress decreases life. The subconscious is designed to then help you survive. So then it is going to fight against you anytime that you put your mindset in, well, I'm going to start losing weight, because it remembers ever since you were 12, 13, 14 years old, you tried to lose weight all your entire life, all those failures. The body keeps score, right? So one of the first things you can do, there's a myriad of things you can do, but one of the first things you can do is start to find a stronger why, right? Why just losing weight is not enough. It's not going to be enough. It's as simple as that. Of the fast, a byproduct or a side effect of the fasting in of itself. If you take the time and you sit and you create a much deeper why, right? Think about something that you have never actually tried to lose weight or diet for as a benefit to your life. It's going to be much easier to get into a fasting regimen. It's going to be much easier to go through the fasting, because what we have done is we have tricked our subconscious into thinking, well, I'm doing this for so I can look better on the beach, right? Or I'm doing this so I can go to Six Flags and fit inside of a harness. You've typically never tried to lose weight because of that way, right? So you trick your subconscious into thinking that, well, we're going to be doing this for something different, and then the byproduct of the fasting and being successful at it is going to be weight loss as well. So that's number one. The second thing is you're not prepping. I mean, you would be surprised at the amount of people that I've coached, the people that I've worked with one-on-one, and how many times they're just like, yeah, I just started. Or what they'll do is they'll sign up for coaching, and then they'll come in, and then they're like, all right, well, yeah, today's my first day of my fast. And I'm like, well, then why did you sign up for coaching, right? Like, and don't get me wrong, obviously I'm there to assist, I can help you, but that's not the way that we want to go about this process. Now, if you follow the channel for the last 7 years, then maybe you have seen us, that's how we started, right? But as we learn and as we grow, then we have then added new things into this. Has been extremely beneficial. Prepping prior to fasting, following the 7-day prep that Chris has put together by AHA, we have had tens of thousands of people go through this, right? Whether on their own, whether through a challenge, whether through one of the coaches, and anyone that has gone through prep and they have said, I have done 1 day of fasting, I got through 10 hours, I got through 2 days of fasting. If they've done the 7-day prep, they went through it properly, they always have been able to double their amount of fasting minimum. So going through the 7-day preparation as described, as AJ describes it, and of course, changing the way that you think, creating a much stronger, more deeper why, those are going to be the things that are going to help you then to get into fasting and be successful at it.
That's it, man.
Yeah, because you definitely just
I
dropped that
love.
on me.
I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad I. I'm glad I did that because my answer would have been more geared towards the prep and the physical side of things. And I definitely think that it's important to understand a little bit more holistically why people aren't successful. And this is the benefit of having, you know, people with different levels of expertise and different experiences. Another reason, and this goes into what Steve said about the prep, when you depending on your body composition, what kind of issues you're dealing with, you may actually need to do some sort of intentional detoxification prior to actually doing your fast. That's something that a lot of people don't really think about. We don't talk about as much. Now, of course, we incorporate it in our challenges because we've learned all this stuff over the past, 7 years. But depending on your weight, for example, if you're 400 pounds, it's probably going to be easier for you to fast, believe it or not, than somebody who is, let's say, within a healthy weight range, but they're diseased. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because the fat acts as a barrier. It acts as a cushion to suspend toxicity in your body. So, I talk about fat, and we talk about how your fat is your friend. It's your body's protection mechanism, is there to help and serve you. And in that case, with somebody who is dealing with obesity, the fat is doing its job. So therefore, when you start doing your fasting, it's a little bit easier. If you're smaller, and this doesn't mean you're in healthy range, it could just mean maybe you're like above average weight or something. But when you're smaller, you have a concentration of toxicity in your body. And from the outside looking in, it looks good because it's like, you can do this, you can do that, you can eat McDonald's and you never gain weight and da da da. And it's like, oh, that's so crazy. But you have visceral fat though. And so you have fat surrounding your organs, your vital organs, that's snuffing out their production. And this is why people start getting, fatty liver disease and stuff. Fatty liver disease used to come from alcohol abuse. And now they had to upgrade it from, fatty liver disorder to non-fatty liver disease, because so many people are getting this fatty liver and they're not alcoholics. So where's it coming from? Right? And it's, oh, you're so lucky. You get to eat whatever you want. Oh, you're so lucky. No, you're not. You're not lucky. You've got a problem on the inside that you're unaware of. And so with that being said, if you have reoccurring issues with like not being able to complete your fast, or, just failing, you've got a couple different areas that you could look at. And honestly, these are going to be the first places we're going to tell you to start, because if you haven't done these things, there's no reason to move forward with any other evaluation. We have to basically kind of walk down this path. So evaluate your why, evaluate your, whether or not you're doing the proper preparation, and then evaluate maybe if you're doing those things and you're still having issues, you may need to do some targeted detox beforehand. This is why I like the liver and gallbladder flush. This is why I like, herbal blends that help to detoxify the body. This is also why sometimes I'll tell people to do 2 weeks of raw food before they start. You know what I mean? And that's gonna help prepare you just so you can get successful. But the beautiful thing about it is no matter what you're doing, all of these things will help you get your end goal, which is disease reversal, weight loss, clarity of mind, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not the same as practice, and then you finally play the game, and that's all that matters, right? Because you could practice all day long. If you never get to play the game, it's pointless. In this case, your practice or your preparation, it matters just as much as the game itself. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good question. Let's see if we have.
I mean, I can't see them like you do. I
don't know if you've been looking at the
yeah.
comments. Oh, they just scroll past. Okay, 6 days.
Yeah,
I lost 20
refeed.
pounds and gained it right
100%.
back when I came back to feeding.
Now, the good thing is that, and this is something that I tell people all the time, is that when you go through if you have an improper refeed, or, if you just make a mistake, or if you just eat, maybe you never even heard of a refeed, you just heard about fasting. And then you think, okay, I lost 20 pounds and now I'm just 20 pounds less. And then all of a sudden, a week later, you're up 20 pounds again, right? It's not fat. it takes time for your body to accumulate fat. What you're accumulating is your body's responding to the food that you ate in massive or explosive inflammation. So now, granted, if that's your first fast, then a lot of what you lost is not fat anyway. A lot of it is going to be that inflammation. A lot of it is going to be waste that has now left the bowels that and you're not adding to it. So, but you're not gaining back fat. So, what I suggest is if you ever do a fast like that and then you mess up and then you gain all your weight back immediately, you need to do another fast right after that. So, what will happen is within about 2 to 3 days, whatever you gained, the body will pretty much get rid of it. It's inflammation. The body will pretty much get rid of it within 2 to 3 days or so. So all hope is not lost, but hope will be lost if you give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they responded, said they did fruits and veggies on their refeed. So number one, it's important to understand that
Right.
if you're doing soup, what kind of soup? You know what I'm saying? If you're doing potato soup, potato soup can be just as vicious as eating some of the more dense things. So those creamy soups, chowders, and things of that nature. If you're doing like veggie soup, and you're still having this issue, it could be because
I was just about to say that.
Sometimes people don't digest vegetables well. In general, yeah. In general, you guys have to be careful about when you eat things, especially coming off a refeed. You have to pay attention to yourself. Just pay attention to your digestion, your bowel movements. Everything that's quote unquote healthy doesn't mean it's good for you right now. You can, and this is something Steve might touch on a little bit for you, because we're gonna get heavy. We're gonna get more heavy into this in the 21-day challenge. But because of your the gut biome, if you don't have the organisms to break down the food, even if it's healthy food, if you don't have the organisms there, or if they're not, the population is very small or they're dormant, you're going to have digestion issues, even though it's a healthy food. Because for the past 20 years, you've been digesting processed foods. And so you've cultivated a microbiome that is able to digest those processed foods. So there's so many levels to this health and wellness journey. And this right here is part of the reason why people be like, oh, that veganism stuff doesn't work. Now, when I say veganism, I'm talking about
dietary vegan,
ethical vegan. What did Mel call himself? The ethical dietary. Okay. So if you're a dietary vegan and you're having issues, right, or that's the approach you're doing this dietary vegan thing and you're having issues, it might be because you haven't cultivated your biome, the gut and the biome.
Let me take it from here. The
gut biome.
Yes, well, this the gut microbiome or microbiota, or the singular groups. But a lot of things that we deem as healthy may not actually be healthy for you at the time, as Chris stated. Coming off of a fast, coming off of a refeed, it's very important to ensure that you're really sticking to fruit. Like, that's the optimal thing. Fruits, and then your fruit juices. Your melon's going to be the absolute best thing that you can do. And then really kind of going into the juicy fruits. But here's the thing. There's no such thing as failure in this process. This is all a learning process. So I'm a pescatarian, right? So if you're eating fish, I mean, that's, you're in trouble. But this is all a learning process. When you clean your body out, right? When you go through a fast and you start eating, one of the best things you can do is do not mix these variety meals. If you make vegetable soup, you got kale, potatoes, maybe you got cream, you got maybe quinoa or rice in it, you got, peppers, you have all these things in it. There's no way you can determine what is causing an issue. So what you can learn from your refeeds is also what your body is sensitive to and what you can break down and what you can't. This is where mono meals are really good, or even doing very small mixes. So if you do mono fruit meals, you can determine, hey, this ran right through me, right? Or you can say, well, man, you know what? I ate that 5 hours ago and I don't feel anything, and I had a really big fruit meal and I just came off a fast, right? Then you can start to determine what you are digesting well and what you aren't. So this is a long-term process, and we have to look at this not just fast weight loss. It's really about using the fast to also then start to understand our own gut, to understand intuitively what we can eat and what we should eat as individuals, right? And keeping the variety low after a refeed, and sticking to more fruits and hydrating vegetables, right? Those will be more of the better things the earlier part of your refeed process. So
Yeah. Um, a lot of people aren't familiar with monomials. So mono fasting is where you have one whole food item for, you know, breakfast or lunch or dinner or whatever, instead of eating a more complex meal, right? Where you would mix several different items together. And this is important because it goes back to how, like, our bodies, how nature kind of intended for us to eat. If you look at nature, a lot of times, you know, you're gonna find like a orange tree or whatever, and you're just gonna be eating orange. You're not gonna find an orange tree and then there's an almond tree right there, and then right here there's a blueberry bush and a strawberry patch, and pineapples are right there, and you can just grab them all and put them together. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna come across an orange tree and eat orange, right? So our bodies are kind of optimal. Now, once again, we're not saying that you can't mix foods. Obviously, we've been doing it for a long time. We're just saying if you're sensitive and your body is not used to the mixture, or there's a certain thing in the food that's causing a disruption. There's also a process of, you know, mixing foods and how you're supposed to mix foods and what foods you're not supposed to mix. And it gets a little complicated when you don't really know. It's not intuitive for us, but in nature, we would just be doing these mono meals kind of anyway. So one of the benefits, obviously, to joining the challenge, and I just want to reiterate, we are starting this 21-day challenge. It's going to start a week from now. It starts April 9th, and we're going to be doing an introductory day on the 9th, and then we're going to be starting with our liver flush on Monday. If you guys want to join, the link is in the bio. It's $99. We're going to be working with you all for about 5 to 6 weeks, roughly, and you're going to get a core curriculum. So anybody who's been in the challenge, y'all already know what it is. We have added to the core curriculum, so there's some new content in there for those who have already done the challenge before, so you can look forward to that, as well as you know, you're going to get access to all of the coaches. We've got 6 coaches joining us this time, I believe. Yeah. So and we all kind of have our own area of expertise. And I think Ray had asked if this live is going to be available. Yes, I'm going to make this live available afterwards. But this is the benefit of, you know, just being a part of a group, being able to ask those questions. And also the other great thing about, like, this group is you've got all the other participants of the group. A lot of them have done these challenges before. They're familiar with different techniques. A lot of them are AHA OGs. So they know the material. They know the material really well. And that's in my opinion, one of the greatest benefits. We'll call them the 7th coach, is the community, the members in the community. So I would highly encourage you guys to check the challenge out. It's if it sounds daunting or if it sounds scary or whatever, it's 21 days. First of all, you're not going to be forced to do 21 days, right? You know, do what you feel comfortable doing. You could plan for the 21 days and you could stop early if you need to. However, if you give yourself the opportunity to go through a program, go through, you know, follow the coach's leads and do what we've outlined for you, you might surprise yourself. You know, I saw somebody say earlier they're tired of failing. Well, the whole reason why we put this program together is to create a community to support you all, create accountability, because people tend to be more accountable to others than they are to themselves. So you guys can join. You could create your accountability posts, put your goals out there, what you want to accomplish, and the group will hold you accountable, right? And then also you get the pleasure of showing your progress, and especially those, you know, before and after pictures at the end. If you want, you could share that and get that confirmation that, yeah, job well done. But if you just want to learn some of the basics of fasting, some of like how to properly refeed, how to properly prepare for a fast, and or, you know, some of the other techniques and therapies that we talk about, it's just a great environment to learn. So I would recommend that you guys join for any of those reasons. And guaranteed, especially if you've actually done the challenge already, I guarantee you're going to learn something new. There's always something new to learn. So yes, we're going to be teaching 21 days of water. If you guys choose to use juice or something else, that's your prerogative. But as far as like from the lesson plan and the coaches, we're going to be teaching 21 days of water. So just so you guys are aware.
No,
Steve,
not really,
you see
man.
anything else
I
you
mean,
want to address?
overall, I mean, just to kind of touch on that person's sentiment about doing the 21 days, it does come off as daunting. It can. And if you have never done any fasting, or if you feel like you've tried and you just continue to hit your head against this wall, then it's okay. One thing that I usually talk about, I'll tell a story on next Sunday in the live. I always tell it. But one thing that you can do is really in your head, just commit yourself to the timeline, right? So if you say, well, I'm joining the April 9th, and then I'm going to stay locked in until the end of the challenge, right? That is going to benefit you, which means you go through the flush, which means you go through the preparation, and then let's say you start fasting and you get 5 days. Well, that does not mean you do 5 days and it's over. That means you do 5 days of your fasting. Maybe you take 2 or 3 days to do a little refeed, and then you start back again, right? So now we're at day 8, right? And then you do another 5 days, right? Now you're at day 12. You know, you take another 3-day refeed. Now we're day 15. Do another 5 days, right? So it's locking into the program holistically in totality, and then going through the refeed. It does not need to be perfect, and this is essentially the core of perfection is not needed, but consistency is a must. You don't need to do 21 days. Even if you did a R72 and you're in a 21-day challenge, you're going to have success. So come in with the mindset of, well, I can't do 21 days. Don't come in with that mindset. Come in with the mindset of, I'm going to do the program holistically, to the best of my ability. And if you do that, you will leave at the end of the program better than you came in April 9th. No matter where you're at, you're going to end up better at the end of the program than where you were when you walked in April 9th. So come in with the mindset. I'm always talking about our mind because it's really powerful. Come in with the mindset of, no matter what, I know I don't need to be perfect. Stephen doesn't expect perfection from me. That's okay. I just need to stick with it, right? I mean, just stick with it. I mean, like, wouldn't it be good? I mean, come on, seriously. Wouldn't it be good for one time in your life or our lives, whatever, to just stick with something? Because as yo-yo dieters on the wellness wheel, one thing we do really well is quit. Oh, well, go out, go shop, you start meal prepping, you start cooking, yada yada yada. 3-4 days in, you know, they order pizza at work. Now you're all off, right? We do something really well, and that is not staying consistent. That is quitting. So how about this? How about you come into this not with the thought of I need to be perfect, but let me just complete it. Let me just complete it, which means I start on day 1 with the flush. I go through the prep process. I go through the fasting to the best of my ability. I go through the refeed, right? And then you complete the program. Maybe you don't get 100%. That's okay, right? You can still get a 97 and pass. You can still get an 80. You can still get an 84 and pass. I mean, you can get, I mean, for real, I saw something the other day, and they were like, you know, most jobs, they only ask if you have the degree. or the diploma. They don't ask what your GPA was, right? It doesn't matter if you pass, if you slide under the radar with a 70, and in some places, some schools now, 65 is passing, right? It doesn't matter if you're at the top of the class or at the bottom of the class, as long as you pass, that's all that matters. And passing in this program is completion. So I didn't mean to attack you, but I'm glad that you feel that way, because y'all know I'm talking from my heart, because this is me. I've been here, right? I'm not everything that I talk about is mostly from my own experience and the experience of others. I've been here. I was a yo-yo dieter. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's the journey, man. Let's so you know what I mean? What we're gonna do is we're gonna help somebody get in this John for free, man. We're gonna help somebody get in here. We're gonna help somebody go ahead and get up in here at no cost.
For those, see, you know what's so crazy, Steve? You talked about mindset, and you talked about essentially affirmations. It's so crazy. There are people that started this live 30 minutes ago that aren't here right now, that want to get in the challenge, and all they had to do is just stay for the live to get an opportunity to win a free registration, and they're already gone. That's how quick we quit. That's how little our attention span is. And I just want to reiterate this before we do this giveaway, because when you go into something defeated, you're going to lose. Like what person at any level of accomplishments in life go into their craft believing they're going to lose and overcomes that and wins anyway? There's no elite athletes. There's no high-level professionals. To be CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, these are essentially elite professionals. None of them go into it thinking, man, I'm not going to be successful, but I'll try anyway. Do you have any idea how terrible that affirmation is? And y'all speak it to yourself all the time. You speak it to yourself so much, you don't even know you're saying it. If y'all think about it, you probably thought, I don't do that. Just think about it. Pay attention to your thoughts over the next week. I guarantee you'll find yourself telling yourself you can't do something. Because I recently heard a statistic that we have tens of thousands of thoughts every day, and 80% of them are negative. Can you imagine? Like, if you really stacked up these negative thoughts and reinforcements, this is why we have such a hard time being successful in life. So we have to begin the process of changing how we think. We got to change our mindset. We have to change our affirmations, because at the end of the day, you really can manipulate your life and your DNA through affirmations. I think there was a Stanford or Harvard study done where they were able to determine that if you positively reinforce yourself 3 times a day, so you say, build out a proper affirmation, and this is something we teach in the 21 day. You build out a proper affirmation, and you repeat that affirmation to yourself each day, 3 times a day. You reconstruct your DNA. You actually change your genetic code. And so whatever that affirmation is, it now becomes a part of your genome. You can pass that on to your children. So now it's not even just about you. Now it's about, okay, what are you passing on to your children? How many times have you seen an adult with a child that has the same mannerisms, that has the same thought process, and you just think, oh, well, they're around them, so, that's why. But there's also those children who are orphans, or who their parent passed away before they ever got a chance to interact with them, and they have the same mannerisms, the same mindset. That's because our affirmations alter our genetic makeup, and that's able to be passed on to your children. So it's not even just about, being fit or disease-free and healthy, right? You also now have to worry about the negative reinforcement that you instill in yourself, because that can be negative. That can harm your children, and even outside of passing it on genetically, you can alter your children's mindset as it relates to just how they are programmed once they are here. So that's obviously the case as well. So let's learn to harness the power. We all talk about this thing, this affirmation thing, this manifestation thing, but most people don't know how to tap into it. Even the people that teach it don't really know. They're just reading books. The reason why AHA is what it is, especially for this community, is because we don't talk about what we don't know. We talk through experience, firsthand accounts. What have I personally experienced in my life? I'm not one of these people out here faking the funk. And I understand that. I understand faking the funk. You know, you fake it till you make it. I get it. But we're not in a position to be able to do that. There's a lot of people out there teaching. There's a lot of quote unquote gurus and coaches that are teaching, and they've never had any life experience in that area that they're teaching. These are not experts. These are just people that are giving lip service. They can read and regurgitate information, and maybe it helps somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but when you find a resource as genuine and as complete as ours, and when I say complete, we understand that part of the process is learning new information and revising old information that no longer works. We're not prideful. If something doesn't work anymore, we will discard it. We will let you know. You know what I mean? Because our goal here is your success. It's not to make money. It's not because, oh, Chris just likes being in front of the camera or Steve just likes to talk. You know what I'm saying? Although we do like those things. These are secondary goals. The primary goal and the reason AHA was founded was for you all, for our community. We wanted to make sure that you guys were getting what you needed first, because there's a guy by the name of Zig Ziglar. And when me and Steve were much younger, we were into sales, and you learn a lot from sales. You learn a lot of self-development when you're building yourself out as a good salesperson. And Zig Ziglar said, and I will never forget it, ever. He said, if you help everyone get what they want, you will have everything you want. And I chewed on that for years, because okay, I get it, but do I really get it? And when I was putting together AHA, it clicked. It was like, this is something I'm doing genuinely for other people. Has nothing to do with, necessarily what I want to get out of it. And I blazed that path with that in mind. And now look at us. We're not the biggest brand, okay? We're not the biggest brand. We don't have the best marketing. We don't have the biggest team. You know what I'm saying? We don't have all these crazy bells and whistles, but we get the job done, though. We get the job done. So if you guys are looking to get the job done, rock with us. With that being said, I want everybody in the chat to put, if you want to enter in this little raffle, a little giveaway. Steve, how many are we giving away?
Hey man, well, if we can do them fairly quickly. Hey man, let's do two.
Say again. 2. All right, Steve said 2. Somebody said you've grown so much. Thank you. We both have grown. Oh my God. Me and Steve have both grown. Isn't that the best though? Because we got receipts. Y'all, you can go. We got receipts. All right, we're gonna give away 2 free registrations to the AHA challenge. Okay, the 21-day challenge starts April 9th. And just so y'all know, we're not gonna do like when it starts April 9th. That's the cutoff. All right, just so y'all know. All right, so sign up before the cutoff. We're not doing any of the extra stuff like we have in the past. I just want y'all to know that, because I have extended it in the past. So get in. If y'all are serious about it, get in. Let's lock in. All right, put a number 1 to 45 in the chat right now. We're going to do a random drawing.
The first 2 numbers that hit.
The first you got the numbers that hit win.
Oh, you're going to rant right? Okay, I got you. I understand.
No, but I'm once everybody puts their numbers in the chat, I'm going to do a random. I'm gonna do a random generator, and then we're gonna. We just did a giveaway for a root. If you made a purchase in March and you filled out
I got a giveaway that I'm gonna be doing.
You missed.
It was supposed to be a 7,000 follower giveaway, and then my Instagram blew up, so now it's gonna be a 10,000 giveaway, which probably is going to start this week. So make sure that if you're following HA, make sure you're following me so that way you don't miss that giveaway. But I was like, man, Instagram's blowing up right now. We just blew past 7,000. Ain't no reason. I might as well. I had to get the herbs in. I had to get all the products in. But I'm giving away a lot. So I guess it works out. It'll be 10,000.
All right. So everybody,
I'm
get your
talking.
number in.
I'm
We've
trying
been
to
trying
waste
to
some
get y'all
time.
time. Why is it taking you so long to get your numbers in? All right. Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna do our first giveaway. Make sure that you guys join AHA communities. So I know somebody had mentioned that they wanted to get some root giveaways and stuff. We do it in AHA communities. You know what I'm saying? We do our best to promote it everywhere, send y'all the emails and everything like that. But make sure to join the AHA communities, www.ahacommunities.com. Okay. If you guys already joined, if you win and you already joined, you can give that that registration away. All right, y'all, here we go. All right, number 28.
Hey,
let's see.
Celeste, just so you know, yes, that live's in 30 minutes. To answer your question. I'm going live, man. My 5 day. We doing fruit for 5 days.
Okay,
roll the dice.
Chat. I'm not seeing 28. I'm gonna have to roll it again. We're gonna roll the dice again.
I think there's 20. I think it might be a 25.
25. I don't think I saw 25 either.
I can't see him. Man, nah, man. They got the whole.
You can't see him.
There's
okay.
If
I don't see a 25, I got a winner. Because I went. Yeah, it's a 26. All right. Number 7. The first number 7. Because I think somebody put it in here twice.
7 is my number.
7. Let's see. Oh, Vegan Queen. That was the one that was chatting with us.
Did she already win? I think she already said she joined.
Well, I don't know. You lucked up, Vegan Queen. She already saw.
Yo, the crazy thing is
guess
she
what?
had 7 and 26.
You can bless someone. Bless one of your friends. Have somebody. Well, y'all can't be guessing twice. All right, so Vegan Queen, inbox me. Just let me know that you won. We know you won, but make sure to inbox me so you can get your prize. I didn't see number 1. Did anybody put number 1? I don't think I saw. Okay.
Well, today's your lucky day.
There's so many of y'all in here
today.
Participating. That's all good.
Yeah.
Never won before. I used to be like that. Oh, 13. Let's see if we got a 13. I don't see a 13 either. It's crazy because like
I think that's Gilly.
I see a 12. Oh, that's
Gilly. 13. SDSFR Surfer Girl.
What?
I think that's.
You see it? Where she put that?
No, she's in
here. At the bottom because that don't count.
I think that's who that is. You know, some of y'all been around for a while. I remember y'all.
Okay, that is.
Who's the other person? Yeah,
there's 2 people that did 13. We just gotta look and see who was the first one.
Cue the amazing. Hey man, we ain't got time. We got 3 winners.
Which one came first, Steve?
Yeah, Jaleel. Yeah, I know who you are, Steve.
Y'all both won. Steve called the audible.
We're gonna give 2.
Y'all both. Of course we know she is. It's got her picture down there. All right. I still don't even see it, so I'm going to go off of you, Steve. All right. Y'all won. I'm sorry, 12. I'm sorry. You weren't 13. Go ahead. Send me a chat, y'all. All 3 of y'all. Send me a chat. And
she said
I got 4 of them, but
just give it to the other person if you want. I thought we already called the audible on that. We're giving. Oh wait,
did you see the other 13, Steve?
Oh, you're looking for the actual other 13.
Yeah. because they said they were 13, but I just don't see it. I wonder if these chats are a little shady, like they don't really come through. I'll tell y'all
I
one
only see
thing.
113.
Don't be up
Unless
here
it's
saying you're
unless
13 if you're not 13.
somebody trying to pull a fast one on us.
Ooh.
Hey, hey, how about this? You
Trying to pull a fast one
screenshot
on
it
us?
and you send it to us.
Can
Show us
anybody else?
that. Screenshot it and not the message, because we see the message. I said I'm 13. Screenshot where you put 13 originally. Go find it real quick. Do that. Send it to Chris, and we'll upload that.
Steve knocked himself off. All right, Julie, somebody's asking for yours, so if you wanna claim it and give it to him, you can. I'm gonna give it to you, and you can do what you want to do with it. All right, that is all. I appreciate y'all for joining. Steve's gone. He ain't coming back. He's not gonna make it back. Yeah, I'm gonna get this replay up in a couple. I don't know how long it takes, and we should be good to go. I'm just giving you a chance to screenshot your stuff, make sure, because I don't know if this chat's gonna disappear after we go. Steve said LG got him, or IG got him. That's everything. I'm gonna see if we could go live again on maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll probably go live again later on this week. But we're gonna switch it up. So make sure y'all join AHA Communities. The link is in the chat. If you got, or links in the bio if you guys want to join the challenge. If you want to join AHA Communities, and also we're doing the retreat August 20th through the 3rd. All that information is in the bio. Have a great rest of y'all's evening. Good night.